Welcome back to another episode of PC Flips, and today we have an absolute beauty of a PC we're going to be building today, and I'm hoping that we can get some pretty good margins on this PC. So, without further ado, let's get started with this build. For the CPU in this build, I'm going to be using the Intel i5-10400F that I got off of eBay for $80. This is still a super solid budget CPU, and motherboards for a CPU like this are also dirt cheap as well. I would have originally went with a Ryzen 5 3600 CPU for around $60. However, finding ATX AM4 motherboards is kind of hard to do in this market. Speaking of motherboards, the one that I chose is this ASRock Z590C motherboard with built-in Wi-Fi that I also got on eBay for just $70. While it is strange to use a locked i5 CPU on a Z-series board, this is actually the cheapest compatible ATX motherboard that I could find, and it even has built-in Wi-Fi, so we can save some money there and not have to add in a Wi-Fi card or something like that. For the cooler, we have this tried and true Thermalright 120mm white ARGB CPU cooler. I've been using this and the black version for a lot of my builds, and these are some excellent looking and performing coolers for sub $20. For the RAM, I'm using this 4x8GB kit of Lexar Hades RGB RAM running at 3600 MHz. These were going on a crazy sale a couple months ago for this $25 per 16GB kit, so I picked up a few of these and I'm using 2 kits today. Not only is the RGB on this RAM very pretty, but having all 4 DIMM slots populated on this motherboard should look absolutely amazing in this build. Next up for storage, we have this 1TB Sabrent Rocket Q NVMe SSD. This was on a pretty good sale on Sabrent's refurb store for just $30. This is a pretty solid 1TB SSD, and it's crazy to think that you can get decent 1TB SSDs for $35 to $40 now. So let's talk about the PSU. This is an EVGA Supernova G3 550W 80 plus gold power supply that I got off of eBay for just $32, which is pretty good considering this is a highly rated 80 plus gold modular PSU. Now some of you may be concerned about the fact that 550 watts might be too low for this CPU and GPU combo. However, after running a full CPU and GPU workload for some time, the power draw never exceeded 360 watts. I'm also going to be adding these white QCAC cable extensions to help tie in the black and white theme of this build. I personally wouldn't recommend these extensions as the cables are super stiff and the included cones suck. I ended up using spare cones from a different kit of extensions instead, so I would definitely just spend a couple extra dollars for a nicer kit. Now for the case, this is definitely a one-time deal situation that you probably won't be able to repeat yourself, but this is an NZXT H510 Elite in white that I got at the end of 2022 for just $32 from NZXT's website. They were doing a crazy flash sale right before the start of 2023, and I picked up 2 H510 Elites along with a normal H510. I already used the normal H510 and one H510 Elite already, but I haven't found a suitable build for this case until now. I'm also going to be swapping the stock 140mm RGB fans for these white NZXT RGB fans. The reason I'm doing this is because I have a use for these black NZXT fans in the future, and I think the white fans will look nice in this case. Finally, for the graphics card we're going to be using this system, we have this PNY GTX 1080 Ti that I got on eBay for just $128. This GPU is still an amazing option for 1080p and 1440p gaming, and it's similar to an RTX 3060 in raw performance. Since this is a blower style card, it will run hotter and louder than a normal 1080 Ti, so I will need to watch the temps on this card while benchmarking. I'm also considering painting the shroud of this GPU white, but I want to see how this GPU looks in this build without painting it, as if I mess up the paint job, then I'll probably ruin the shroud. I ended up leaving the GPU shroud black, and after some subpar rear cable management, our build is complete, and man, it is a beauty. I decided to go with purple for the RGBs to match the NZXT color, and it looks great with this system. Even with the unpainted GPU, it still fits in nicely in this build. After tallying everything up, we get a build cost of $457, and we're going to be listing this PC for $750, which would leave us with a pretty nice chunk of profit. So I ran a couple of benchmarks on this PC at 1080p, and here's how the performance is. So I hope you guys enjoyed this episode of PC Flips. If you guys want me to do more of these, let me know in the comment section down below. I did the first episode over a year ago, and that one was kind of a mid video, but this one is much better, I think, and I hope that you guys like these, because I would love to continue to do these, because I build these PCs for fun anyways. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see you all in the next one.